Good morning, everyone. Pete Pardo here from Sea of Tranquility. Welcome to another edition of What's Hot with Sea of Tranquility. Today, we're going to take a look at the fairly new, again, this is another late 2019 release. We're getting to a little bit late, but that's what the beginning of each new year kind of seems to be every year. Just trying to play catch up on some of the stuff from late in the year prior before we dive into the new stuff for the new year, which is now 2020. So here we've got the 13th studio album. 13, lucky 13, from Tygers of Pantang, Ritual. Here, of course, you see the tiger mascot on the front. Okay. This follows, I wouldn't say hot on the heels, but a couple of years after their self-titled release, Tygers of Pantang, in 2016. So what do I think? I kind of go way back with this band. I was actually listening to these guys back in the early days of the new wave of British heavy metal. I remember the first album I ever got from them was Crazy Nights back in 1981. All right, I remember seeing that LP in the record store. Okay, Record World, as a matter of fact, Middletown, New York. Seeing that giant saber-toothed tiger cat on the front, climbing up a steeple, almost like in King Kong fashion, waving at the airplanes and what have you. And I was like, ooh, I got to have this. And I remember bringing it home and thinking, this is some really good kind of cranking melodic metal. All right. Cool import. Nobody here in this country knew anything about Tygers of Pantang, right? Because back then, a lot of the British stuff was released over there and not here. So you would see them in the import sections. Kind of expensive, but I figured I'd buy it. And then kind of grooving to this guy on lead guitar. John Sykes, this blonde guy. Curly blonde hair, ripping it up on a Gibson Les Paul. He would turn up very shortly thereafter in Thin Lizzy. And then shortly thereafter that in Whitesnake. And then, Blue Murder, the rest is history, right? So, but, not too long after that, kind of fell out of touch with these guys. They went through some periods of inactivity after the mid-'80s. We didn't start hearing about them again until the beginning of the 2000s. Now they released a handful of albums since the turn of the 2000s. All right, they've got a hot new lineup here. I'm going to talk about them in a second now. So we've got on founding member, guitar and vocals, Rob Weir, actually just guitar, sorry. On lead vocals, and he's been in the band a couple of years now, a great find, Jack Meal, M-E-M-E-I-L-L-E, Mealy, Jack Mealy, something like that. Not sure how he says his name. On guitars, and a lot of really cool lead guitar work, you've got Michael McChrystal. He's kind of the guy they brought into the band to kind of give it that little Sykesy vibe, right? A lot of his leads on this album are very familiar sounding to classic John Sykes. You got Gav Gray on bass and background vocals, and you have Craig Ellis on drums, percussion, and background vocals. All right. Again, here's the album cover. Got some lyrics, pics of the band, but really cool. Check this out. Look at this. A kind of map of the Isle of Pantang. So for any of you guys who know anything about this band and where they got their name from, okay, Pantang is actually a place in the Michael Moorcock fantasy series, the Fables and Tales of Elric the Warrior. Okay, so that's actually where this comes from. So that's pretty cool. I don't think the band has ever actually done that before on one of their albums. Pretty neat, okay? I don't remember them ever getting into that much, right? And anyway, how about the album? Pretty damn good. I really liked their self-titled release from 2016 a lot. In fact, it was it's in my top list of the year. I don't remember where it came in at. This would have easily slotted into my list at some point if I had gotten to it a little bit sooner. It's the way things work out. Some great tunes on here. It's just very good, kind of crunchy, sophisticated, melodic, classic heavy metal. Okay? A couple tunes kind of border on the melodic rock side, all right? But great vocals. I mean, this guy can sing. And he's got a style that doesn't really sound like anybody else, which is what I really like. He's got a very pleasing voice, very powerful, kind of upper register voice, all right? The guitar riffs are awesome on here. Some tunes are heavier, faster than others. We got some chugging, galloping type stuff on here. Like I said, some of the guitar leads from the newer guy has that John Sykes flavor. So, harkens back to classic Whitesnake as well as those couple early Tygers of Pantang albums that Sykes appeared on. So some standout tracks for me. Destiny. Great hook on the chorus. Crunchy metal tune. Love it a lot. Raise Some Hell. The Spoils of War. Dark and heavy. Love it. Okay, White Lines. Another catchy metal rocker. Damn You. Blistering, double bass drumming. Riffs up the yin-yang. Awesome. Art of Noise also has some really, really great riffing. It's very anthemic on the chorus. Dig it a lot. Sail On, a little moodier, very memorable. You got a couple tunes that are more in, like I said, in the melodic rock vein, like Love Will Find a Way. Rescue Me, Worlds Apart's another great tune. It's all really memorable. Like the first time or two you put it on, you're instantly remembering these tunes. Okay? And like I said, it's ballsy enough for all the folks who are into heavier music. The vocals are outstanding. The choruses are memorable and catchy. There's hooks galore. Guitar work is outstanding. The rhythms are great. Just a real, real classy release from a band that's been around a long time. I know there's only one original member left, but you know what? He's carrying the torch. And it's quality melodic metal. That's the important thing. Okay? Sounds enough like their classic material, but it's obviously more modern, which is great, and great production values. Dig it a lot. Ritual by Tygers of Pantang. Do not miss this one if you like vintage style melodic heavy metal. Visit us on the web at www.seatranquility.org. We're on Facebook, we're on Twitter, of course, we're here on the mighty YouTube all the damn time. What do we got coming? All right, this weekend, I am hoping to squeeze in. And again, I got a couple ways I'm going to go here. I've been talking for a long time about doing like my favorite album covers. In this case, it's going to be CD covers, obviously, because that's what I own. But favorite album covers. So I'm thinking of doing like a general, like maybe my top 20 or 25 favorite album covers of all time, and then going and doing some of my favorite album covers by, the more notable artists or photography studios. So I want to do like a Hypnosis show. I want to do a Roger Dean show. I want to do a Rodney Matthews show, etc., etc. So I might crank out a couple of those this weekend. I know the weather's supposed to be rainy and snowy and kind of blah this weekend, so I'm going to be grounded. So I think that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to try and squeeze in one or two of those. You're probably going to see a top 10 song show from me this weekend. I'm not quite sure what. I'm also going to get to a new product review. I want to review the new Neil Morse, Jesus Christ the Exorcist concept album release. What else? What do we got coming up? All right, next week, Tuesday, going to be getting together with the Seibert brothers. We've got a really cool, fun rant that I think you guys are going to dig. I'm not going to divulge what it is because I think I just don't want to give it away too soon. That's coming up. Probably going to do some other various shows during the week. And then the following weekend, got some special guests coming on the show. If everything goes right according to scheduling plans, Chris Allo, Butch Jones, hopefully together on this show. We're going to do some top 10 song shows, Armored Saint, Metal Church, Death. How about a show all about the best album openers of all time? Hard rock and metal and prog and what have you. With those two guys and me. How does that sound? It's not often I get some of these cool guys together on a show, but we're going to try and make it happen. That is the plans right now. Hopefully we can make it happen. If I got to put it off a week or two to get those guys together, because they were going to come in separately to do specific stuff, but I figured, you know what? If I can get them both in on the same day, I'm going to do it. That'll be a lot of fun. So that stuff is all coming up. Mike Antonelli and I, probably the next couple weeks, we're going to do a very cool Miles Davis retrospective where we're going to pick out our top couple of albums of his by decade. 40s, 50s, 60s, 70s, 80s. All right? That's coming up real soon, too. And that'll be done at the brewery at Orange County Hops. So much stuff going on, guys. So much stuff. Got to work out some history of shows too. I know I've been talking about that for a while. So one of the things at the top of my list is a history of Italian progressive rock. That's probably my number one that's on my list. I just got to get to it. It's been a busy couple weeks, so we'll get to it. Be patient is all I can tell you. Good things come to those who wait. That's what my mother always told me. So anyway, guys, we'll see you real soon. Like I said, visit us on the web at www.seatranquility.org. We're on Facebook. We're on Twitter. Of course, we're on YouTube all the damn time as the dogs start. The Huskies are having a blast behind me. So we'll see you guys soon. Take care. Bye-bye.